A high-profile divorce in Oklahoma has resulted in the wife receiving a $1 billion divorce settlement. But the catch is she's not happy with it. She doesn't think that it is generous enough, and she's very disappointed. Now, this is Ann Hamm, and she is the former wife of Continental Resources CEO Harold Hamm. Harold Hamm, of course, is the CEO of a major oil company here in the United States. In fact, he's the 35th richest man in the country, and he has about $18 billion in assets and cash. So this guy is obviously super wealthy.
Handsome.
Now she says, oh, super hot. So let me tell you how the ruling.
Looks like a ham, doesn't he?
He's got a ham in his. He's hiding a ham in his chins.
That's not right.
No, he is.
I denounce and reject both of us. In this picture, he looks confused. Like what?
Yeah. Huh?
Like,
what's a camera?
Wait, I have $18 billion. What? My wife is divorcing me. I owe her how many billion? What?
I forgot to wear Depends.
What?
Okay, so let me tell you how the ruling went. On Monday, Oklahoma County Court Judge Howard Harrelson ordered the CEO, who is believed to own more oil than any other American, to pay his ex-wife $995 million. The ruling allows her to keep additional assets, including a California ranch and an Oklahoma home worth tens of millions of dollars. So let's stop right there. I get it. This guy has a ton of money. They were married for 26 years. She's not just some, trophy wife. She was a lawyer and economist. She says that she helped out with the business. At some point after she had kids, she stopped working with the business and started raising the kids. And she says, look, I'm entitled to more. If he is worth $18 million, $18 billion, I'm entitled to more than just $1 billion. Mm-hmm. But think about how crazy it is to live in that world where $1 billion is disappointing to you.
Yeah. No, so she's almost certainly right on the merits,
yes.
And I'll get into the legality of it in a second. And I can't stand Harold Hamm, not because he owns oil, bless his heart, right? Not because he's got a ham hidden in his jowls. No, he's one of the top Republican donors in the country. And Anna, what was Mitt Romney going to do with him?
Okay, so Mitt Romney had hired him as his energy advisor, and he's also the top donor to a political action committee called Restore Our Future, which was very supportive of Romney during the last presidential
And
election.
you'd be shocked to find out that what he wanted to do with Romney's energy policy was to give more oil subsidies, okay, shocking, and deregulate the oil industry. I couldn't have seen that coming. So I have no love for Harold Hamm. But despite the facts, I'm going to rule that the judge was exactly right.
Really? Okay, so tell me why.
Okay, so I'll tell you why. Because no spouse, under any circumstance, should ever get more than $1 billion in a divorce settlement. Okay, there's no way that Bill Gates' spouse, no matter how helpful she was, and I'm sure she was enormously helpful, right? Or Oprah Winfrey's spouse, if she had one. And Roseanne, of course, famously got Tom Arnold sued her in divorce and got an unbelievable amount of money, right? Should ever get more than $1 billion? Really, your contribution to the marriage and raising the two kids was worth more than $1 billion?
Here's where I think that there should be exceptions, though. So he founded this oil company 20 years before they got married, right? Yeah. So it's not like she helped him build the business from the ground up. But let's say it was a situation like that, and they got married, and then they both worked together to build this business, and they both became tremendously wealthy. In that case, I think it's fair to ask for 50% of the money, right? Because you were a huge part of it.
So this is a little bit more complicated. Let me just clarify on that. He set up the business 2 decades before they got married.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a point in his behalf, right? On the other hand, while they were married, the business took off and went up 400-fold. So she's saying, look, while I was married to him, and it was no short marriage, 26 years, 2 kids, etc., this is our marital assets. Yeah. So technically, she's right. I mean, it seems absurd to say $1 billion's not enough. That's why I say there should be a new rule. But Cenk's rule on divorce doesn't exist, right? According to the current rules, she should get half of what happened in the marital assets.
Look, I'm not a billionaire, so I don't know. I could be wrong about this, but wouldn't it take a lot of work to blow through $1 billion in the rest of her lifetime?
Anna,
You
for
can't do it.
$1 billion, taxes is going to eat up most of that. So she's really going to be, she's going to be in tough.
Well, and by the way, like
She's
you're
gonna need
talking
to
about
play
the
the lottery.
bubble, like she wants more than the billion. It would take, they're saying, anywhere from 18 months to several years to go through the appeal process. She's not 20. Like she's like, I am going to fight for my extra billions, even if I get them right before I perish from this earth.
Yeah, I
Well, the
think
flip
it's
side
more,
is she gets the billion now. The payments have begun.
Yeah, so
Okay.
let me tell you how it all plays out, and then it'll blow your mind even more when you kind of do a little division. So she will receive $322 million by December 31st. Okay.
That's for
and
Christmas.
then
That's for
after
Christmas.
that,
And then
after
you're
that,
done. After that, you don't need any more money the rest of
no,
your life.
I know
Anyway.
exactly. But after that, she will receive monthly payments, right? Each monthly payment will be $7 million.
A month.
A month. Can you imagine
Yeah,
getting
but you
$7
got
million a
car.
month?
That's not even $2 million a week, Anna.
Yeah. The kids might still be in college. It's not clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing on his behalf, if I'm his lawyer, look, when they started the divorce proceedings 9.5 weeks ago, the value of his stock in the company was at $18 billion. Since then, if you've noticed, oil prices have been going way down. Now, it's Fox News has been talking about how great Obama's done on gas prices. Well, okay, perhaps that didn't happen. But so oil prices have been going down. So his stock is now only worth $13.5 billion. Isn't that amazing that it lost $4.5 billion in just 9.5 weeks?
That's
So,
crazy.
like, if you thought you had a rough month, okay, or a rough couple of months, wait till you get a load of Harold Hamm.
He lost 5 divorces worth.
Yeah, that's right. Now he lost a divorce, kind of. Okay, and he lost $4.5 billion. But that goes to my point, which is, okay, wait. Let's say you gave her half now, or at the beginning of the divorce proceedings, you give her $9 billion. But then his stock goes down, and all of a sudden he's only got $5 billion left. Wait a minute, that ain't fair. You see what I'm saying?
Well, what if he gave it to her in stock? So then if the stock went down, then hers will go down too.
That
Yeah.
might be how it happens.
No,
but
I
here
hear you.
he's-
And he'd almost certainly have to
He'd
do
have
it
to
that
do
way.
because now he doesn't even have the cash on hand. He has
Right.
to he has to piecemeal it to her.
Yeah, so, and if you're a judge and there's no Jenks rule and you've got to adjudicate this, I mean, how are you going to say, well, the stock might go down later, so I'm not going to give you as much? You can't really find a logical basis for it. So what did the judge do?
That's what I want to know. What was his rationale?
Okay, so his rationale, honestly, is absurd.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He said, well, okay, yeah, no, the stock price and the value of the company went up 400-fold while you guys were mad. That's true, that's true. But was that really all because of Harold Hamm? I think that a lot of the other people wound up, executives in charge, made a lot of right decisions. And it was passive factors that led to that, not just the actual action that Harold Hamm took. So it's not him creating that asset and value during the marriage. It was other factors that created that value. So even though he has the asset, it wasn't because of him, right?
Doesn't matter.
So that's all made up.
That doesn't
That's
matter.
crazy. What do you mean? Who cares if even if he
that
said
makes some sense. I
She's
think.
not asking.
think so?
What he's saying is
no.
he didn't start producing like better computers or something like that. It's just that there was so much more competition, so many more people driving that the asset itself passively became more valuable.
I know, but
It
it's a
wasn't
marital
his
asset
efforts.
either way.
So let's say
I
you
know, but
took
they're
that
saying
money,
like she
John.
can't claim that like 40% of her effort caused that when the
Yeah.
entire thing had nothing to do with either of them.
But no, wait a minute. But John, if he would have taken, let's say he put $1 billion in a mutual fund, and over 26 years, then it had $15 billion. He didn't do anything to get that money. He still got to split it up.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
And then so what?
Yeah,
And what
that shows
also
an
what the
investment
judge was
decision
trying to
power.
say was that a lot of these profits came because of other people working at the company. Yeah, she doesn't want their money.
I'm not saying they're right.
She doesn't
I'm
want
saying
half of their
that's the
salary. She
argument.
wants half of his
and
salary.
she said at one point, well, I worked for the company as an executive, and you got paid for
And you
that.
got paid.
Right? And so,
Yeah.
so I don't, yeah, Jimmy's exactly right. If you'd done an investment and your marital assets went up, you can't be like, well, all I did, Judge, was press a button. I didn't, and I made a transaction. No, is it a marital asset or is it not a marital asset?
Yeah.
So I think the judge is technically wrong, although I love
Right.
the exact
So-
number that he got at.
So what the judge is saying, if you work for your money, you have to split it. But if you don't, you get to keep it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that hilarious? That is. So in case, by the way, I ever get divorced and the Young Turks is ever worth any money, I want everybody to know I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay? It was all these guys. They were fantastic, predominantly Jesus, okay? Me, I'm just a passive factor here.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Ben was right.